Our next speaker will bring you to a whole issue for our entire B2B industries. So you know here, this talk was such an inspiration. It's really great to have the opportunity to welcome Jonathan. And now we'll have a great experience about what Bosch is doing. So you say, okay, Bosch. And we have here the Director of Digital Communications who will come and explain what's happening in that field. And I'm sure you have a lot of takeaways for everybody in this room. So it's a real pleasure for us to welcome here on stage Michael Schmidtke.
Good morning, everybody. Happy to be here. I would like to, there's a picture, invite you to a journey through the Bosch digital year and take you to some content strategy adventures and the lessons we learned. So there are so many great campaigns out here. I mean, we have heard about Ferrero. There's so many great brands. So it's really hard for us to compete with them in the digital arena because Bosch is very diverse. This is our digital footprint. It consists about 500 websites, 350 official social media sites, 200 apps. And this reflects our diverse business models, which are from small to big, from B2C to B2B. And the main challenge for us is to avoid that we have so many digital voices out without any impact, and instead to orchestrate and to bring this power together. And this is not a new challenge for us. In 2011, we celebrated 125 years of Bosch history, and this was the first time we brought all channels together on a globe like that. And there were around 60s, but it was really amazing to see what's going on around the world with Bosch. And we took this idea in 2014 after 4 years working hard on digital transformation. And we basically invited all our communities to a digital journey around the world again. So the idea was quite simple. The hashtag for the ticket to this journey was a hashtag, Experience Bosch. The travel guide were our Bosch Global magazines. The transportation was storytelling, our stories. And the takeaway is Bosch is more than you think. So we started the experience at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas in January, having an automated driving experience. So self-driving cars. We all spent one day a year finding a parking lot. So when cars will park itself, we'll get this time back. And we asked our communities, what will you do with the extra day? In February, we celebrated the Chinese New Year. Our annual report in April was designed as a 24-hour experience with stories from New Zealand and from a lot of other countries, from Brazil, from Malaysia to the World Food Day, and Brazil for soccer. It was a great soccer event this year. And then it goes on. We sent 6 people around the world to explore what we are doing in London, in Panama Canal, in San Francisco, in Shanghai, and Singapore, and they came back to Berlin. We did a lot of things like spraying all our websites full of graffiti. We did our first hackathon and many other things we never did before. So I would like to give you some impressions in a short video of what we did in this journey this year. So this was not done by a central campaign or a central marketing budget. This was hard work of orchestration with all business divisions, with countries, and across many other channels. And the lesson we learned is that, I mean, we all facing the huge channels of increasing number of digital channels, right? So the key question is, what brings this together? And our experience, our lessons learned was that storytelling has the power to bring this together and to orchestrate. So it's not storytelling about telling good stories from A to Z. I mean, we all can do that. But storytelling is really able to be a strategic framework for orchestration. So that's why I like this quote from Muriel Rukeyser saying, our world is not made of atoms, it's made of stories. I think this is really true for us as marketeers or communicators, because storytelling has the power to be social, transmedia, and for us, it's the license to orchestrate. So the question comes up, many people come to me and say, hey, does storytelling pay off? And I would give you 2 examples where we have learned that this is really pay off. So one is on a global level for corporate. Our brand perception went up in double-digit numbers after those campaigns. So we asked people, they agreed on fascinating products, being a young brand still after 130 years. And Bosch is more than you think. This is also a win-win and a benefit for business divisions and product sales. So we took some products with us on this journey, and one of them is named Quigo. It's a laser leveler. So this is a niche product, and it was in the 2nd generation in the 3rd year. So normally the sales curve goes down, but we knew that this product had many fans in the social web, especially street artists who use that for adjusting their graffitis. So this was a great story, and we took it on our journey, and it was a huge success. We sprayed all our websites full of graffiti. We did some videos in the underground you saw, and yeah, at the end, the sales curve went up of 40%, and the return on investment was 10 times higher than the investment in storytelling. And storytelling, the campaign, was what made the difference between this year and the year before. Because it was a niche product in the 3rd year, 2nd generation, there were no other measures pushing it. So there is not only a correlation of storytelling and sales, it's really a causal relationship in that case. And that's why I love this kind of definition of content marketing, which is related to storytelling. It's really content marketing for us. It's when story loops turn into leads. 3rd lessons we learned is that this only goes with digital transformation. We did a lot of work of digital transformation. We had a huge project called Enterprise 2.0, enabling social media and the culture dedicated to social media inside Bosch. One example for this social business transformation was our service behind all those social media channels. 300 social media channels, 350, and we needed a backbone. And we found a unit which were dealing with alarm systems. So this was a telephone hotline. And we changed them into a listen and command center, taking first-level inquiries from all the channels and bringing in to the right departments and bringing them back. And today, 2/3 of the sales of this unit is not by us, it's by other clients. So this is a nice success story of social business. The other one is that social transformation has also changed us. So this was this hackathon as an example. This was executed 2 months ago in Berlin. And so we invited people. The question came up from our car bloggers to do a hackathon. Many people are enthusiastic about self-driving cars, connected cars. And we just did it and invited people. And this was only able with co-creation. We brought in developers. We are doing apps in the cars. So we had a nice car outside. We can really test in the Jaguar F-Type. And this was very much about collaboration. And I asked my colleague, what are we doing here as communicators? I mean, we were hacking the whole night and coding. I mean, we learned about 3,000 lines of code, what's in, and there are decent use cases came out and as apps in the cars. But is that still communication? So for us, it was communication because many of those bloggers were there and they spread the word. And even tech magazines like Wired came in, spent the whole day. And at the end, some weeks ago, we had a big article in mainstream print business press about this new way of co-creation, how big companies can act agile in that way. So how far do we get with this approach? Because there are so many great brands out there. I heard the figures in terms of reach. I mean, this is amazing. But I'm very positive about our approach and our way of finding. Maybe it takes a bit longer. But our only limit is our USP. If we really are able to work across silos, to co-create within Bosch, and to act like a connected company in the digital arena, I think we will get our share of voice. And this is hard work of orchestration, but at the same time, it's much fun. So thank you very much. I think there's still some room for questions, right?
I think you're earlier, so I was not expecting you to finish like that. We're going to take some questions. Let me. Oh, can we look at some 2 questions?
The hackathon question. So you see that. Yeah, I mean, this was our first hackathon, and it was really, for us, it was really fitting. We're not expecting that. But the key thing is that you bring in the right people to ensure that the outcome, the result, is high quality too. Because our brand is positioned for quality and responsibility and fascinating products, of course. But if the result is not good, it's really risky for your reputation. So you really have to make sure that you bring in the right people and to make sure that the outcome is really high quality. And then it's really good for your reputation and really helping you. And then you can see how you can promote and spread the word within social media.
A question in addition to that, how is the IP? So when you run a hackathon, when people develop projects,
yeah.
Do they own everything at the end, or do you want to?
They own everything in the end.
They own everything.
Yeah, we just open up that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a good. I mean, that's the practice to go.
Yeah.
You cannot. Okay. 2 other questions.
Yeah, I mean, we should really see that it's a good. I mean, have a global journey. You should really be in most of the countries, right? And I didn't mention all countries and all stories we had. I think we were in all key countries and co-produced with all countries. On the other side, we co-created with the business units. You saw the fridges, you saw the cars, you saw power tools, you saw e-bikes. This gives you a whole range. So Bosch is more you think. We really try to show our broad thing we were doing in B2B and B2C, because our market research told us that the more people know from Bosch what we are doing, also in B2B, the more they really also have a selling proposition in B2C. So that's the business case also. The internal impact of the campaign. So, I mean, we're in this at the start of digital transformation, I would say. I mean, this will take years to change culture also internally, but we see a lot of good examples. So in the Bosch World Experience, we also ask our associates to take part and tell us, experience Bosch, what's your experience? And we found 200 people who are really showing what they do in their daily work. So this was more HR driven. But I mean, this shows that people are really able to go out. We have so many good people on Twitter. So there was an huge internal impact also for this campaigning. The KPI question. Yeah, I try to bring a case with me where we really can say, hey, this is a causal relationship. I mean, in the huge campaign, like for the fridges, I mean, we're not only doing social or digital, we're doing a lot of things with POS, and so it's really hard to have the right KPIs and say, okay, this really drove sales. But for us, on the corporate level, reputation is the currency, and we do our own market research in terms of reputation and brand perception in all the countries. So we see where we have to work, and this campaign was dedicated to bring us up in some key countries where our brand is not that positioned like in other countries like Germany.
Okay, last question. So perhaps the one with universities, because the more questions you answer, the more there are coming, so we cannot take all of them. Do you work with universities, and how? That's
a really hard, tough question. I mean, on a marketing level, we have several cooperations with digital business universities around the world, because they're spreading up now. They're really good university or science labs or whatever institutes really dealing with social business or digital business questions now, not only with social media. So this is what we're doing, but I think Bosch is collaborating on the engineering level, at development level, with a lot of universities, most of, so there are close relationships. You can ask me if you have specific questions to countries, or I can bring you in touch with the right people then. Thank you, and if people want to meet you, you know how it works. I mean, speakers are going this way, so you can wait for them at the entrance of the green zone. So, Michael, thank you very much for this presentation. Thank you.